We live. There we go. Yo, what's up, YouTube? Your boy, the Great Picture here, DGP. Coming at you again with another episode of Patriot Keys. This is episode 11, if I'm not mistaken. Talking about week 5. GOAT has returned. And I got a special guest with me, my boy, Mark, the great Markel. Say what's up to the people.
What's going on, y'all? Unbiased opinions here. Let's go, Team Casual. What up?
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Some people might call me biased, but I can always rely on Markel to always have the unbiased opinion. So, if you guys didn't see the game, pretty much the Patriots dominated as we should have came into this game. Patriots score was 33-13. Browns go 0-5. Patriots go 4-1. Tom Brady, I know everyone wants to get Tom Brady stuff. Let's talk about Brady first. He went 28-40, 406 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, only had 1 sack. And so Markel, how do you think Brady did in this game? Any rust? You think he could have played better? You think he just did his job?
Of course, there's always room for improvement with any NFL player, no matter how good you play. That's what the professional would say. But I think he did good on his return. I thought he was going to take it easy, being as though it was his first game back and he didn't want to try to, pressure himself into situations that didn't need to happen against a team that didn't have anything to lose. But he actually played really, really well. 406 was not – I didn't see that coming. 3 touchdowns, I predicted that. I said 2 to 3 touchdowns in the podcast yesterday. But 406 yards, I did not see that coming. I was seeing like 100 or 200 yards. But again, I didn't think the Browns defense was going to get out there and lay down like that. They really just gave him everything he wanted for him to proceed to abuse that defense like they did.
You thought it was going to be just like the same thing, like LeGarrette Blount running the ball?
Yep.
This mixed combo. He did carry the ball 18 times. Most of that was in garbage time, so can't really look too deep in it. But I said Brady going to get 404 touchdowns, and he was just 1 touchdown away. I just felt like coming out of that suspension, Brady wanted to set a statement too, not only to the rest of the NFL, but also to just the Patriot fans around. So people keep talking about, is Jimmy Garoppolo, is there a quarterback controversy? I think Tom Brady came out and squashed all of that. Now, he did get benched with like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and people are kind of reading too much into that, saying Brady got benched for Garoppolo. I mean, that no need for him to get injured. No need. What else was he out there to do? Typically Brady doesn't like getting taken out. He likes playing the game, but hey, man, Brady did his job. Let's go over a couple keys I said earlier. I said Gronkowski had to get going, and as Markel pointed out in the beginning of the year, he said Gronkowski's going to wait for Brady to come back. And basically Gronkowski showed up as Gronkowski. 5 receptions, 109 yards. Didn't score a touchdown, but he was key factors in his nice going down the seam. What you think about Gronkowski? You think he was always 100%, or you think he's now 100%, or you think he's not even 100%?
I think he's 100% now. I don't think he was always 100%. Early on the season, I do think that he was going through rehabilitation. But like 2 weeks ago, he could have played that game full potential, but I really think he was saving himself for this game here. He knew Tom Brady was going to come back, and he was going to need him and Bennett to run them 2 tight end sets as well as they did, as Bennett had 3 touchdowns. And you see Gronk had most of the yards, so they was basically keying in on him to not score, and they wound up giving Bennett the hat trick. So it was good to see them out there performing like they did. Gronkowski was always healthy. I already knew this was coming.
Yeah, you did call that. I said Gronkowski. Like after the first Texan game, and I saw what they was doing, and I saw he didn't even run up for a pass. I said, "Oh, I know what he's doing. He's just out there blocking. Don't get hurt. Just wait for Brady." But I kept telling you, Mark, I said, "Bruh, when Brady come back and this offense actually opens up these 2 tight end sets, bruh, it's going to be something scary, bruh." Like it was a beautiful thing to watch, bruh. It brought back the Aaron Hernandez Gronkowski days.
Who?
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. Number 85 in Gronkowski days,
okay,
where you just have Gronkowski just dominate, and then you have the other tight end on the other side just goes in fulfill his role when he's on one-on-one coverage. And what's crazy is I like to say thank you, Cleveland, because we got a 6th round pick and Martellus Bennett, but we only had to give him a 4th round pick. You think that's a steal, bro? You think that's just like you're just proving that we just stole Martellus Bennett basically for free?
I knew that was going to happen anyway. When you get a premier tight end like he is, a top tight end talent in the league, for basically nothing, because our draft picks really don't matter to begin with, because we're always a top team in the league. It's always a steal when stuff like that happens. So, yeah, it was a steal.
Yeah, man. Like I knew it was gonna be a steal, but I didn't think it was gonna work this well because he like I was looking at on Twitter and Moonlight Swami, he made a great point. He said Martellus Bennett can probably start for like 20 to 25 teams in the league right now. And that's
That's
crazy
fact.
that you got the best tight end in Gronk, and then you got a top 10. Some might argue that he's top 5 tight end on the other side. And when you got Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, out here dying people up, making plays, it's a beautiful sight to see. Let's talk about Julian Edelman and Slotty Pippen. Now, on the stats, it says 5 receptions, 35 yards. It doesn't seem like he did a lot. He was targeted the most, though, 10 times. But I feel like it was just because, like, Bennett was open, Gronk was open. I feel like he tried to force it to Edelman a little bit sometimes to get him going. But I feel like Edelman did his job, a couple times. Those 3rd and 7s or 2nd and 8s, throw to Edelman, he moved the chains. So you think Edelman is officially back, or you think like Brady was forcing it? Like, what you think about Edelman this game?
I think he definitely played conservative. He could have gotten a lot more than what he actually had with 10 targets, but I think he was just playing as another decoy on the offense because you see Chris Hogan had 114 yards. So with him on the field, he's pretty much opening it up for other receivers. So I think he's back. Again, I think he was waiting for Brady as well. He took it kind of easy the first 4 weeks. So next week, I'm not sure who we play right off the top of the head, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna be back and rolling.
We play team number 32, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
But I think with Edelman, it's more so just we play team number 32 next Sunday. But I think with Edelman, it's just that I think we're gonna have games like this where you'll see Edelman, who have these types of games because you got Gronkowski, you got Bennett, you got Sweet Feet White, who I thought at the beginning of the year would step up and be the Deion Lewis, but once I realized that the Patriots were playing more conservative, and as soon as Brady comes back, you see how they started using passing out the running back way more. I feel like it's just this offense is so powerful, and I'm really happy that LeGarrette Blount, even though he ain't have a great game this game, it's just the fact that I can rely on LeGarrette. Like we know we can rely on LeGarrette Blount because we've seen what he can do. But I think this whole offense in total, I think they all clicked. They could have played a little bit better. Some plays were a little sloppy, but Chris Hogan going deep a couple times was great. He did have a neck injury though. Did you see that the hit that he took?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, he did like kind of land awkwardly. So we'll see how he turns out. He probably got to go through the concussion protocol. It is noted that Bennett did get hurt early on, and it looked bad because he was on the ground for a while, but he jogged off the field and he came back and scored a touchdown. So Bennett, that ankle, I believe, is fine. Anything else you want to say on the offense? You think, like, if you had to give it a grade, how would you think the offense played?
Being as though that we had no fumbles offensively, I would give us probably a B plus. I wouldn't give us an A because it is the Cleveland Browns and they are depleted. So I give it a B plus.
You take away from it because of the Cleveland Browns. I feel you.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
and the running game was pretty mediocre
yeah.
rather than one touchdown.
That's cool. B plus A minus was the range I'd say. I think Tom Brady played phenomenal. I give Tom Brady A minus, and I just take off a slight point just because it is the Cleveland Browns. Our offense played great. Like you said earlier, it is the Cleveland Browns, but it's something to take away from it. Now let's talk about our defense. Cyrus Jones, bruh, he in the doghouse, fam. He in the doghouse. Last week, I think it was last week against the Texans, he fumbled a couple kickoff returns, and he's still doing it, but he's kind of been relieved every now and again. And then I don't know if you saw, but he got an unnecessary roughness penalty, and he got ejected from the game. He also got benched last game too, where he was the starting slot corner, and they brought in the rookie. I think his name is Brooks, if I'm not mistaken. They brought him in, and so Cyrus Jones isn't really the third corner anymore. So what do you think on Cyrus Jones? You think he's officially in the doghouse after getting ejected today?
Cyrus Jones a rookie too, right?
Yeah, he a rookie too. He
Yeah,
was the second round pick out of Alabama.
yeah. I think he just trying to make a name for himself early on in his career. He got to relax and just settle in. In the doghouse, that's a fine statement because the Patriots not going to take that much longer because we are pretty much a no bullshit team. We don't play that for too much longer. So it's early in the season, week 5. Week 8, he should be good. But if this keeps up, I don't know about his future here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still gonna be here. Who he can kind of remind me of. I don't know if you remember years back. This is about 5-6 years back. Do you remember Ross I. Dowling, cornerback that we
Yeah, he
drafted?
played with the Cardinals too, didn't
Yeah, I think he played with the Cardinals, but I remember we drafted him like the first pick in the second round, and he just didn't work out. And so after like two years, he was gone. So even though you were second round pick, in most other teams, you might be able to use that to stay around. But in the Patriots, you're about as good as you're worth. And if you're not worth that much, you can go ahead and you'll graciously hit the door. They'll actually kick you out. But the second key, I said let's stop the running game because coming into this game, Cleveland Browns was number one in rushing. And boy, did they stop the run. The team, 22 carries for 27 yards, and the main back Isaiah Crowell, 13 carries, 22 yards. Yo, this run defense, bro, looking pretty nice, bro. Malcolm Brown played well. Jabal Shear played well. Dante Hightower played well. This defense was great. What you think about the run defense against these Browns?
This game it looked a lot better. Last week and the week before it was kind of shabby. We could have improved, of course, being as though we didn't score at all against the Bills, and LaShawn McCoy was looking like LaShawn McCoy. So coming into this game, stopping Isaiah Crowell was definitely a major key, and they did that, and that ultimately put them in a position to blow out the team like they did.
Yeah, like last week they was awful against Shady McCoy, but this week they looked like they buckled down and they actually stopped the run this week. So they did a pretty good job. I was also said stop the Wildcat because I expected them to run it a lot. They only ran 2 times, if I'm not mistaken, and each time I think Terrell Pryor only got like 2 yards on one time, and the other time he just ended up throwing it away. But speaking of Terrell Pryor, at the end of the game, he was forced to become the quarterback because their starter, Cody Kessler, basically, if you guys saw the Jimmy Garoppolo injury, Dante Hightower did that, which also forced a safety. And then Charlie Whitehurst in the fourth quarter scrambled out, took a hit, and he basically hyperextended his knee. So the Patriots defense today was out here lights out. They did have me worried early on though, Markel. Like after we scored our first touchdown, then the Browns came back and just drove down the field. It kind of scared
Andrew
me.
Hawkins scored that, didn't he?
Yeah, Andrew Hawkins. He cooked Cyrus. It was Cyrus Jones again. Cooked him on the post route. So that scared me early on. I was like, don't give this team a chance to play. But defense ended up buckling down, was able to stop them, and then they scored a late garbage time touchdown. But what you think about the defense in total? I feel like we play lights out.
Yeah, I get a defense. Being as a Cleveland, I get them a B plus as well. Cleveland pretty much didn't have a quarterback at that point. The starting quarterback only had 8 passes, as you alluded to. He got hurt. They stopped the running game. They stopped Terrell Pryor receiving, which was a major key. And they was all around pretty good. I give them that.
Yeah, I give the defense a B on that just because it is Cleveland. So they get a knock on it for me. But I feel like they played great. I feel like they could have played a way more better. I feel like sometimes they were sloppy at times. This was Kivius Mingo's return game, I guess, against Cleveland. And even though he doesn't really start on the linebacker, he's kind of key on special teams. And he did have one good special teams play where he pretty much it was a great kick by Gostowski, and he was able to chase a dude down and tackle him at the 11-yard line, so he get a return. But speaking of Gostowski, yo, bro, what is going on with Gostowski this year, bro?
I was low-key going to ask you the same thing. I'm not used to him missing field goals. Those are chip-ins for him. He basically hit those in his sleep. For him to miss that one field goal, it was kind of crazy.
Right, it's crazy because I was also listening to the Jake, because Jay Philly made a point. He said ever since he missed that one kick in the AFC Championship last year, it's kind of been going downhill from him. It's like he's missing kicks left and right. If I had to compare, it's like how Justin Tucker was last year, how he was missing kicks, and I'm just not used to Gostowski missing these kicks. I'm thinking hopefully in the playoff time, he won't be doing this, but right now. Do you trust Gostowski to make a 50-yard field goal for the win still?
Oh yeah, I still trust him. It's still early, He missing one every now and then. It's not like he missing 4 in a game, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, I still trust him, but sometimes when I see like if it's like a 4th and 2, and let's say we're at like the 30-yard line, if it's a 4th and 2, right now I'm thinking in my head, go for it, man, because these especially with our offense looking and Gostowski missing kicks, I'm not too comfortable with him kicking the ball. Ryan Allen, we don't talk about punting a lot, but he did pretty well. He could have did better. 5 punts to average about 42 yards a punt. Got kicked inside the 20-yard line. I mean, he was pretty much punting at the end of the game, but I think our offense in general did a great job. Most of these stats for the Cleveland, like receiving, they're kind of outliers because this was all in garbage time. Like Gary Barnes was getting shut down until the end. Terrell Pryor only had a couple good catches. Hawkins did have that touchdown. But I think we played a very good game, if you say so. Tom Brady's return. But yeah, man, like, are you looking forward to anything next week?
Basically just shut down the wide receiver attack. Their running game is not as good as I thought it would be. It's not bad either, like Giovanni and them. I mean, Jeremy Hill and them. So if we could just stop the passing attack, we should be straight. I believe in our linebackers to put the pressure on Andy Dalton and them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Malcolm Butler and Logan Ryan going to have their hands full against AJ Green because we know how these boys are playing in the regular season. But currently, right now, they're losing 7-0 to Cowboys, and Cowboys are driving. And they're in the red zone right now. So hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how the Bengals play. But if you want to talk about anything else, I'm sorry, Team 32. If you want to get anything else to say, I mean, it's pretty much it. Nothing else for you to talk about. I mean, Brady's return. Don't want to get too much talking about that because you already know what Brady does when he returns.
Yeah, they're already gonna be talking about it for a week. So
yeah, so it's still point of going into it. Pretty much, they follow all the three keys. I said Gronkowski got going. They did follow that stuff, the run game. They did that. They did a great job after a poor performance last week. And the Wildcat, when they ran it a couple times, they did stop them. So the Patriots, they did all the things we needed to do. As I said earlier, Markel said, bro, when Brady comes back, the floodgates are going to be open for the playbook. And you saw it, bro. You saw how the playbook was wide open.
Yeah. And that's how it's supposed to be when you have your franchise quarterback throwing the football, though. So, yeah.
Right. Hopefully, Chris Hogan get better. But I do like Malcolm Mitchell, though. I do like him. If he gets some more playing time, I'm not mad at that. But yeah, man, look out for this offense, man, because it's going to be scary. So next week we got the Cincinnati Bengals. Currently, right now, like I said, they're losing 7-0. I'm sorry, Team 32. I'm just looking at like the schedule, and the ESPN doesn't fix their teams, so I'm needing to fix that. But our defense, like I said earlier, we got the safety, we got the sack, we got pressure on the quarterbacks. But again, this is Cleveland. The real test will be next week to see how we really act. But this, I feel like this is the warmer game, you know. Get Brady back, like how I said earlier when I said we played the Browns. First game Brady back, I said, "Oh, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be easy."
Yeah, everybody in the NFL pretty much predicted that Cleveland was gonna be in trouble. We all seen this coming.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. So, anything else you want to say, Markel? Go ahead and tell them about the channel.
Welcome back, Brady. That's pretty much it. Shout out to Patriot for having me on the show. Check my channel out. The link should be in the description. Unbiased opinions. I do cover the Patriots games a little bit. Play a little NBA Live mobile every now and then. 2K Madden. You know, we out here all girls for team casual.
Well, yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And thanks for coming through. Everybody, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. And it's pretty much it. Next week, Patriots versus Team 32. I will have the episode out of Patriots Keys sometime this week, so be on the lookout for that. So, all right, y'all.